A free car is always a good thing, and when Classic Ford magazine reader Noel got in touch with our colleagues at Classics World, he offered his Sierra Sapphire to the team free of charge. So Paul Wager and Jeff Ruggles were straight on the road to Swansea to pick it up.
So we've picked up the Sierra. First impression's not bad. What do you think of it, Jeff? You've been driving.
Well, I think we've found a minter, to be honest with you.
She's clean, isn't she?
Very, very clean. All the places you expect to see rust on a Sierra, bottom of the doors, around the rear wheel arches, anything like that. Well, there just isn't any, is there?
Yeah, it's pretty solid, this one. It's lost a bit of shine, hasn't it? So that's your weekend sorted, isn't it?
Yeah,
Get the mop out. Yeah, it is super clean inside. It's a turny handle car though. You've got turny handles for the windows, you've got a turny handle for the sunroof, and you've got a turny handle for the seat height. You know, it's all manual.
Service books, a huge folder full of everything. I mean, also a handbook for an Escort, and I believe a Fiesta as well. So, you know, just to cover every base. But
Get them listed tomorrow.
Look at the wheels. I mean, these special edition Azura wheels, they're unmarked and they've got fairly new tyres on.
Yeah, you've got lots of tread.
This is a proper survivor car, isn't it?
And you've got a boot spoiler.
A boot spoiler. Check this out as well. A whole box full of genuine Ford spares.
We've got a stack of spares, and it's all Ford stuff too.
Yeah.
It's the sort of stuff you just can't get anymore. We've got a cam belt, yeah, we got air filters, Motorcraft, I think, gasket set.
Under the bonnet of this Sierra is a 1.6 Pinto engine. I can only assume that Ford basically used up what they had left. Only 70,000 miles. You can see how clean the coolant is. There's years of life left.
That's all what you want to see, really, isn't it? Basic standard. Here you've got the massive blanking plate where the electric window switches are on different, better models. Look at that cassette. What a car. What a survivor. Not like a Golf.
I'm pleased to report the Sierra made it home successfully from Wales. I've since been on a few drives, leading a long one to Oxfordshire and back, and it really is performing really well. Impressive for a car that sat idle for the best part of 3 years. There's a few little things. I mean, there's a misfire now and again, which I'd put down to the car needing a service. We plan to do that anyway. We are splitting hairs, and we're splitting hairs because it didn't actually cost us any money. We received an email from a chap called Noel in Swansea offering us the car as long as it went to a good home and it wasn't broken up for parts. Well, we're hopeful we can give it a good home, but we certainly won't be breaking it up for parts, I can assure you of that. So what do we plan to do with it? Well, it would be wrong to profit from this car, so we're in early talks about getting involved with the Classic Car Loan Project, which gives younger classic car enthusiasts the chance to borrow a classic car for up to a year. Now, wouldn't that be a nice next chapter for this car if it could bring in a few new faces to the classic car scene? But before that happens, we're going to service it, we're going to clean it up, and we're going to enjoy this Sierra for the nice, tidy, appreciating classic that it is. I'm going to be a fan of any free car, but this one especially.
After giving the Sierra some TLC, including a service, cam belt and a machine polish, Jeff reflected on his time with the Sierra on his way to the NEC Classic Motor Show, where it would meet its new custodian.
The previous owner, Noel, kept this car extremely well. After giving it a full polish with a machine polisher, I really can't find a great deal wrong with the bodywork at all. Really pleased with the way it's come out. Just put some black trim restorer on some of the plastics, which are actually in very, very good condition. There's evidence it's had a repaint here and there, but honestly, for a 30-year-old car, it's fantastic. We're having some work done in the house at the moment, and tradesmen, as soon as they see the Sierra, takes them back to their past years, and they seem to do a better job. I don't know if that's a coincidence. But certainly it's a conversation starter and a great way to break the ice. But although we haven't driven it as much as we like, I've been impressed on the times that I have used it. It just runs really, really well. It's like a time warp back 30 years. No, a 1.6 1992 Sierra wasn't exactly class leading for its time, but this one is a really nice example. I'll be sad to see it go. Let's just hope after all my praise I can make it to the NEC in one piece. So I'm pleased to report that the Sierra made it here. Our stand is all set up, the car is gleaming, and we're looking forward to meeting the new custodian on Sunday.
Sadly, Jeff's had to go home now, baby duty calls, which means I've been left with the task of handing over our beautiful Sierra, and this wouldn't be possible without the Classic Car Loan Project. We've got Bob here from the project, so Bob, tell us a bit about the project, how did it come to exist?
The project, we started 6 years ago. We started with one car and we're now up to about 25 cars. And the idea of the project is to give young drivers an opportunity to have a real experience of a car for the year. Very proud to have been associated with it.
It's a fantastic project, Bob. Thank you for making it happen. Absolute pleasure. Which brings us to our new custodian. This is Dave, who's going to be taking on the car with his kids here as well. Dave, what made you want to take on a 30-year-old Ford Sierra?
Well, it's all down to Bob, really. Without Bob setting up the Classic Car Loan Project, I wouldn't have had this opportunity, and it's just brilliant to be able to have the opportunity to have something like this. I'm going to use it as a family car as it was intended, so it'll be going to rugby, it'll be going to school, it'll be doing a few journeys. I'm not sure I'm going to go to Europe yet in it, but we'll see. Totally usable. It's a great car. It's a previous owner's done a wonderful job in keeping it. Yeah, I just can't take a smile off my face. It's lovely.
It was great to see when you guys saw it and when the boys saw it looking all around it. You loved it as soon as you saw it, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was great. So you're going to be taking off to school in it, a lot cooler than a Nissan Qashqai as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We love it. So
They've even volunteered to polish.
they have indeed. There you go, boys. You got a job. But the good news is, Jeff's also sorted the radio out, so you got tunes for the drive home. Dad's going to get his ABBA on. That'll be brilliant. Which means, without further ado, I've got these for you, Bob, and I'd like you to hand over the custodianship of our beautiful Sierra.
There we go.
Very
well, David. And it's there to be enjoyed.
Thank you. Thanks for all your help, and
keep in
thank
touch.
you, Phil, for all your health insurance.
We
as
shall
well.
look forward to hearing the stories from you through the year.
Oh yeah,
Well
a
done.
lot, yeah.
Well done, boys.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
We were told when we took on this car from the previous owner, we could have it as long as we looked after it. We didn't scrap it, we didn't break it apart, we gave it a good home. And it sounds to me like we found the perfect home for it. That's what the classic car scene's all about. Well done, everybody.
Yeah.